Here's my barley silo, and it holds about 60,000 pounds of malted barley.
The beer brewing process kicks off at around 5 a.m. at Mike Hess Brewing in North Park.
From here, the malted barley gets augered into the brewery all the way to the front of the building where we begin our brewing process.
They're creating Hess's craft beers from an IPA to a darker stout or porter. But brewing also produces waste, and a lot of it. It's called spent grain, and founder Mike Hess says they make about 20,000 pounds a week.
It became more and more tedious to get rid of the grain, even in the little brewery, but we always managed to find friends who could take it. But when we got here, we knew that we would need to come up with a different solution.
When Hess first started brewing a decade ago, his batches were so small that he could give a few buckets of grain to a friend who would feed it to her chicken.
If you're brewing, you've got waste every single time you brew in the form of a large, wet mass.
He could just throw it away, but that would be a lot of waste to get rid of every week. And besides, not everyone thinks it's waste.
That's it.
At Frank Konyn Dairy near Escondido, the spent grain is a regular part of all 800 cows' daily diet.
We're part of a dying breed. There's not a whole lot of dairies or animal agriculture left in San Diego County.
Konyn grew up on the farm and took it over from his father. He collects grain from 13 local breweries.
And so that's one of the ways that we've worked to help mitigate rising feed costs and make ourselves a little bit more economical, but also to be socially responsible, to be part of the community and helping be part of the solution of recycling.
Almost every day, Konyn's trucks head out to pick up the grain bins from the breweries. They bring it back to the farm where it's mixed with leftover bread from local bakeries, fruit pulp from local juice companies, and grass. The brewery grain is high in protein, he says, which helps the cows make more milk.
I often view my cows as they're kind of Olympic athletes. I am asking them to optimize their performance, and the only way I'm going to optimize their performance is by giving them the best diet possible.
But Konyn only likes to pick up grain from bigger breweries. They have to make enough grain for it to be worth the trip. That doesn't include Alta Brewing, which just opened last year and produces about 1,500 pounds of spent grain a month. Owner Brett Stamf recently found a small farm to take his grain. Before that,
I have to take a trip up to Miramar and, of course, pay for it. The farmer comes and picks it up, and I just give it to him.
Now that there's so many more breweries than farms in San Diego County, finding someone to take your spent grain can be a challenge for beer brewers just getting started. But Stamf says it's important to make the grain into something usable.
It helps a guy out. It goes to something that, I don't know how, I understand it has a meaning.
Back at the dairy farm, Frank Konyn says the spent grain does help him out by decreasing costs. But he also says he's helping out breweries too by recycling their waste.
You're merging an urban center with animal agriculture and how there is a need for both to coexist.
Konyn says, as far as he can tell, the cows don't have a preference of IPAs to stouts. Claire Tregesser, KPBS News.